We met in a spit and sawdust bar in the Harbor District, the type of place where the patrons glared at you suspiciously when you entered. I found Jack sitting at the bar nursing a large glass of whiskey. His appearance was much as I would have expected. Jack was a large man, not overweight, but well-built. I noted an old scar across his right cheek, and how his deep blue eyes were focused despite the alcohol he'd already consumed. Jack greeted me coolly, shaking my hand firmly and nodding his head. He'd offered me a drink, which I politely declined, and motioned me over to a corner booth where he said we could talk in private. For whatever reason, Jack refused to let me record our conversation, and so I did my best to transcribe his words in shorthand. I started by asking him questions about his upbringing and early career, just to get a feel for the old-timer. His answers were short and to the point. He'd grown up in a seafaring family and was taught to sail at an early age. Jack said little about his time spent in the Navy, only saying that he'd served as an enlisted sailor on a destroyer and was deployed to the South China Sea during the fall of Saigon. It was clear that he didn't wish to talk about his personal and family life, but he was keen to recount a story from his time working as a rescue diver in the Bahamas. The 13th of July, 1982. I'll never forget the date. I know it's a cliché, but that was the day which changed my life forever. I got a call that morning from the Nassau police asking for my help with a body recovery offshore. A fisherman had reported seeing a corpse standing upright in the shallow waters. Standing upright? I interjected in confusion. Yeah. Jack replied. His feet were encased in concrete. Real mafia shit. Sleeping with the fishes, you know. I raised my eyebrow in surprise. Wow, that's unusual. No? Not really. Jack responded with a simple shrug of his shoulders before he took another swig of whiskey. At the time, we were right in the middle of the busiest drug smuggling route in the Western Hemisphere. Drug runners have disputes, and corpses end up in the water. Body recoveries were pretty common. The circumstances were strange, but it was only once I got into the water that I realized something wasn't right.